Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This daily tarot oracle reading, Tattletales from Tales from the Vector, is a collective reading, so please be aware that parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and leave the rest. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. I've already shuffled and washed the cards, and now I'm just giving them a quick... Well, there's my helper, my cat Stella. Yeah, you can be here for the reading if you want. Lay down on my lap and be a good girl. All right, so I'm starting the reading with the underlying energy. The underlying energy is the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles in the old days would be an individual between the ages of 7 and 14, begins working for the king and the queen in the royal court. And he's holding a pentacle. Pentacles represent health, wealth, and happiness, and like material gain on the planet. And this energy is of a communication of some sort. So the communication in the old days, the Page of Pentacles would be delivering messages more within the court, and then when they became older, and if they could, around the age of 21, if they were good at what they did, they would advance to being a knight if they were able to afford a horse. So in these days, this individual, this is an archetype, this could represent someone that's also a female in her masculine energy. And the communication could be an email, a phone call, a text, a social post, that kind of energy. We have so many more ways of communicating than in the old days. So the first card in the reading here is the Nine of Cups. So we're off to a good start here. The Nine of Cups talks about having 9 cups out of 10 that are available in the cards in the oracle or in the tarot. And this person, it looks like they're sitting on a stage. We can't tell if this is past, present, and future. So all of these readings could be any of, past, present, or future. They're timely, so whenever you see it, it's the right time. But the cups, are they above his head on the stage, or are they behind him? So that's saying this could be, he already could have 9 cups, or he's in the process of receiving 9 cups. This card talks about the energy of wishing. And so the thing about wishing for something means that you don't have it yet. So he could be wishing for the 10th cup here. And wishing energy means that you don't have what you're wishing for. So this is talking about you're highly favored to have the 10th cup and the ultimate fulfillment. But you have to keep working towards it. Don't lose your focus. Here, when we see the body language, his feet are turned outward, and that represents leaking of energy. So he needs to, his upper body is closed, so the energy is a little bit incongruent. But this is kind of the energy saying, don't give your energy away. The cups represent romantic love, and they also represent love of your family and your country and where you live, that kind of energy, love of what you do or what you want to be. And so that's the energy there. And then we have, that's a good way, this is, so some sort of communication about the pentacle regarding this 9 of Cups. So yeah, this person is standing on his castle and on a turret in his castle, and he's overlooking the kingdom. And he's wondering, like, it's like the energy is like a big fish in a little pond. He's thinking about expanding his horizons. Like, this could include like a move to another location, or just to another house in the same, city or wherever you are. It could mean moving right across the waters, like to another country or a continent. And it also, he's holding the globe in his hand, and that represents he's got the world in his hands. He's keeping his eye on the ball. And this sometimes, for me, represents someone who is in business and he's franchising, like thinking about, you know, he already has one wand planted here that he's already accomplished that would maybe represent these 9 cups here, and he wants to go maybe franchise or build another business or go on another adventure, that kind of energy, to be able to expand his horizons. And then we have the Hermit. So he's been thinking about this. The Hermit goes up to the top of the mountain to go isolate himself so he can really think, like, what should I, and that's kind of this energy here too. Just wanting to get in touch with his plan, get in touch with destiny, get in touch with God, you know, meditate. And the Hermit doesn't come down from the mountain until his lantern is full of light. And then you can see that it's reflecting on this staff. And when he's ready, he'll come down from the mountain and then he'll take action. And that kind of represents this energy of him. Here he's thinking about it. And when he's done thinking about it, he plans to take action. So then we have, then the Page of Wands comes in with a message. So this is interesting. So we have a message of some sort of abundance coming in, or it's about abundance. And then we have about a message about action. So this could be, so the Page of Wands is very focused on his element, which is the wand. And the wand is made of wood. It's from the tree. And it represents like deep roots and also the ancestors. So this is a decision that will affect his family. And he's got a feather in his cap. Like this is someone who's very enthusiastic, very optimistic, loves mysteries, loves adventure. And he's really focused on his wand. So he loves passion. And this is the energy that this person is in here. So once he's done meditating and praying and has figured out what he wants to do, he is going to take action. So this is communication. So someone, there might have been some communication about some opportunity or abundance that was available. This could be like a job offer, you know, with another company, or a promotion within the business you have, or maybe some investors that want to invest in his business, about international business, that kind of energy. It could be then this information, maybe he's been waiting to hear from other people who want to invest with him, or something like that. Or he's just waiting to come to this decision. It might not be about anyone, but he's getting ready to take action. And I feel like some sort of information came in now that is going to allow him to take action. And then the King of Swords comes up. So the King of Swords, this is, he's holding his sword, and he is, this represents someone who's an authority figure, someone who's well-known, respected for his business acumen, and also for his thinking. Like he uses his words to earn his living. And so this is someone that's a professional. It could be like a judge. It could be a lawyer. It could be mortgage brokers, like that kind of energy. Because of the pentacle, it could be also, you know, like professional, some sort of advisor, a financial advisor. This energy can be about a doctor, a surgeon, someone who's very intelligent and uses his words wisely. And the King of Swords cuts through the bullshit, he cuts through the red tape, and he brings what he needs down to earth. So this could have been a lawyer or something that this individual consulted with, and he's ready to tell him, okay, this is a good, you know, this is legally a good thing, or, you know, like this is good advice, that kind of energy. And then we have a mental prison here. So this individual is sitting here and they're like, feel trapped, and they're trapped in their mind, and it's kind of talking like a mental prison. So it's something they could walk away from, because there's nothing really stopping them from walking away. They could go get help and say, hey, cut this off, and you know that, but like take my blindfold off, and you know, and there's like 7 swords behind, and so those are already like some thoughts that are behind, and there's really only one more that's preventing her from just moving forward. And she's got one foot moving forward, her right foot, she is starting to move forward. But this energy sometimes talks about being duty bound. So perhaps there was some sort of information that this person needed to go to, has the 9 cups here, had to go to get some advice, like, you know, legal advice or financial advice, that kind of energy. Or it could be to a doctor or a surgeon or something like that also. And this, whatever this information is, it's something about being duty bound. I don't know quite what that means yet, but we'll keep going. Okay, so this is justice. So I feel like this is a lawyer of some sort, and he's duty bound to make sure justice happens. That's the energy. So it's about some money, and this 9 of cups, like in this other cup coming in. Let's just keep going here. This is a pyramid I'm building, and this energy is, okay, this is what you have to work with right now. So you have 9 cups, which is a lot of abundance. And it's about who you love, what you love, and how you love, all of that energy. And this is about wanting to move in some way. And this can just be in your career, or, you know, it can be an actual physical move. Giving it a lot of thought. Some communication comes in about an action to take or an action that was taken. Consulting with someone, or going inward and thinking now. Like this was more praying and meditating, and now this is like looking into things, like looking into the red tape, looking into paperwork, that kind of energy, and cutting through the bullshit to get to the truth. And there's some sort of energy here preventing this to be able to be moving forward, and it has to do with justice. So we'll see here. Okay, so now we have someone who's standing on their conviction. So this card means that someone has gone to higher ground here, and there's been like there's 7 wands here. So this is talking about action that he has taken or other people have taken, and he's gone to higher ground, and he has, it feels like this wand and this wand across his heart. He's protecting himself. He knows what he knows without a doubt, and he's going to stand on his conviction. And you can see here that the energy is kind of in a rush, like it was kind of surprising information that came in when they checked into the paperwork and stuff. It's kind of like interesting energy. We have that happening in the world right now a lot. So he's got one boot on and one shoe on. So it's like he came, you know, he was rushing and he had to protect himself, or protect his position more, is what's coming up. And then this energy is about having to really multitask and really look into things a lot. And it's also about this pentacle energy, the communication about this pentacle, and juggling pentacles. This can be juggling 2 extremes. The energy is like an infinity symbol. So there's a lot of potential here, but it's like juggling it. And it could be about juggling coins, or it could be about juggling work hard, play hard, that kind of, like it's 2 extremes, like which direction to go in. But this is saying that whatever action, and like this King of Swords could be this person also. So this could all just be one person. He may not have consulted with anyone, but looked into all of this himself. And he may be a lawyer or whatever, like, you know. someone high. It feels like someone who's high up officially. And so you notice the waves in the background here. So this energy is talking about there's movement happening, and it started, something's gaining momentum. So I don't know if it's this information. It feels like it might be this information about these pentacles, because now there was one and now there's two. And you notice the ship is getting bigger and bigger. Maybe it's a yacht. There's some of that energy in the world right now. Oh, and then look at this now. This Knight of Pentacles represents the older, more mature version of the Page of Pentacles. And look at that, he's still sitting on this information. So this is saying, like, this information is at least a decade old or something, you know, or it's like, it's not brand new information that came in. This is something that happened in the past. It's not about the future, because the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight out of them all. His horse is at a standstill. And like this guy here, he is sort of looking like, which direction should I go? But the one thing I'm noticing is he's looking this direction, like, which is against the way we're going. And I'm building a pyramid here, and so this is step one, and now we're moving into the second step. And this energy is looking at what's coming at him. And yeah, it's kind of interesting, like, so there's something that's been come up, like, has been exposed from way back whenever, and it's affecting this person's ability to make a decision. And it feels like, okay, so this is the information about an action taken, and then the King of Swords comes out, and the King of Swords has to go through all, okay, what's happening here now? Feels trapped in the energy, then feels, okay, there's a way to have justice. He's standing on his conviction. And then the Page of, or the Knight of Pentacles comes in with some more information regarding this pentacle. And we have the Queen of Cups. So now the Queen of Cups might have to do with this part of the energy, because she's holding the cup. And the Queen of Cups is the most maternal and most loving of all the queens. Like, she's like in the traditional sense. And she's holding this energy. This is the only cup in all the cup cards that there's a lid on it. So this represents unconditional love and her capacity to hold a lot of love. She loves her family, she loves her country, she loves her children, she loves pets, she loves animals, that kind of energy. And she's like most likely to be in a traditional marriage and have you know, a family and that. And her main, it would be like more of a traditional relationship where, like, she wouldn't be so much as a career person, but more as a career homemaker. And, you know, she's a queen. So it's like, you know, like the energy could be like she's duty bound. And I also want to point out here that the queen could be a male in this queen energy, in this feminine energy, as well as this king being a female in their masculine energy. And it kind of reminds me of the Queen of England, who loved her company, her country, loved her position, like, and was very duty bound, and was very, that's one thing everybody has to say about her, is that she put her all into her position as a queen, and took that position as like a major, like the #1 priority in her life, really. She had to make a lot of sacrifices to be able to be the queen. Like, and because she was the queen, she had to make a lot of sacrifices. So it's that kind of energy, out of duty. So let's keep going here. So someone was left out in the cold. So this is energy, like, this is talking about some sort of political decision or something like that. Like, it's something that's out of our control. You know, it's something like the higher ups are making these decisions, I feel like. And it's maybe someone trying to figure out you know, what are, like, if they're moving to another country or whatever, what are the tax laws? Like, what are the legalities there? What's the word? Extradition? Extradite, like that's the word that's coming to mind, is that somewhere that you could be extradited from. Like, if you move to another country, would they be able to make you come back? That's the energy, because this is like a 5. Or would you, you know, and it's involving this money. Would you have to give this money back? Would you be taxed on this money? That kind of energy is what I'm picking up, like making strong financial decisions here. But there's a lot of red tape and not knowing, like having to really look into this. Like, would it, you know, if it's just as simple as wanting to expand your business into another, you know, across the world and internationally, that you would have to look into all of this to be able to do it. And yeah, it's going to have a huge effect on everyone in your family and the people that you love. And this energy is like, it's something though that's been sitting in the background for like, this is because we're talking about energy that's like generational, I feel like. And so this being left out in the cold is like saying that there's some sort of energy that's crippling this. This is like, that's disabling this from being able to move forward for whatever reason. And this card, sometimes it says there's tactics in the background that are preventing this from being able to move forward. And maybe you have to, you know, hire a team of lawyers or something to be able to navigate through the paperwork, because there's so much paperwork. And it's talking about like these individuals have been left out in the cold, but they could go into the church and get, you know, some sort of respite, right? But they decided they're going to carry on their journey, and they're going to collaborate with each other to be able to move forward. But it's talking about a loss of money. And I don't know if that's talking about a loss of money due to a love situation. Like, if this person marries this person, do they stand to lose a bunch of money? Is that possible? Like, or it's something political almost, like, I don't know. We'll keep going here. The Hierophant steps in. So the Hierophant is a judge or a judicial figure, and we have justice here. But the Hierophant is standing on traditional structure, like these are the laws of the land kind of energy. And also on a spiritual level, like spiritual law. And so this is law being passed down from above. This would be like someone like the Pope, or, you know, if it was a religious figure. Could it be that this person's divorced, or this person's divorced, and then you can't, I know there's rules about that you can't marry a divorced person, or you're not supposed to get divorced if you're a royal person. It could be something to do with that kind of energy. That's what I'm picking up now. There's some sort of something about because we only have these 9 cups here, and then this cup of love here, which would be the 10th cup, which would make this person, give them that ultimate fulfillment that they want. But they're on a stage and they're doing their best to, I feel like it's like a world stage. So whatever is happening, this is like, whatever is happening on this large scale, you can take that and bring it down to, you know, different levels here. Because when tactics are used, we all use tactics, but governments use tactics, and then that trickles down to everybody below them. And when we use tactics, that also, we're the ones that vote for, you know, the people that are in charge of the laws and stuff. So that affects their decisions also. Yeah, it's something political, I feel. But it could be something political, but it's affecting you, even though you're not in politics or you're not a world leader. It's that kind of energy. And it's sneaky, whatever the energy is. It's either innovative or sneaky, whichever way you want to look at it. But it's leaving some people out in the cold. It looks like there's a thief in broad daylight that is, well, or it could be innovative thinking, because we have 7 swords here, and here we have the 8 of swords, right? And we have the King of Swords making decision here and going through the paperwork. So maybe there's a loophole. A loophole. Okay, they found a loophole, a legal loophole. This team of lawyers. That's what it is. This reminds me, I did a reading, I can't remember where it was, but it said the word I thought it was filibustering, but it's filibusting. And filibusting, I looked it up. It's actually a political tactic that people use to, the opposition uses in Parliament or in the Senate to give like a long-winded speech so that a law can't be put through that day, or that, you know, in that kind of energy. So that's interesting. That energy, like I looked it up right before this reading because I was like, oh, I wonder what it came up, and I didn't know what it, but my mom used to word that, oh, you know, like if someone is saying this or that and they're all puffed up, she said, oh, they're just filibustering. And I thought it was filibustering, she was saying, but it was filibustering. And then I was surprised. This is actually a word. And this is actually a political word. I was like, whoa, okay. And it's coming up again here. So there's some filibustering going on here. So that's innovative thinking. So if it was, yeah, something about that, or someone was read over the paperwork and everything and found a loophole or something like that. The reason why this card is either, like, it could be a thief, or it could be someone sneaking away these other swords so that they don't have to fight, so that this couple doesn't have to fight for what they want, just because they're in love kind of energy. And it could be because this is in broad daylight, so, you know, and then it could also be someone that's taking those, yeah, so that they don't have to fight, or they're a thief and in broad daylight they're stealing, possibly from this couple, you know. And it's a walking contradiction because this person is looking back here into the past, moving forward on tiptoe, like quietly, sneaky, and they've got this, you know, they're not looking where they're going. They're just like more concerned with if anyone sees them. And then when I'm looking at this hat, and you look at this hat, you know, it's kind of like big ego or something. And there's 2 pentacles here that are being juggled, or someone's having to really multitask. And then there's 2 swords here. So, and like this, the thing is that this conviction beyond a doubt is sitting on this duty-bound energy. And this is sitting on the Hierophant coming in after justice comes in. The Hierophant hands down a blessing. And that's whoever was left out in the cold, which may have been this person, is now receiving justice, is how it looks now. And this person could be this person and the King of Swords, you know, like it could be a combination of this. But with the justice, this I feel represents like spiritual law and also law on the 3D plane. And so we have, this is what you have to work with. You have justice, that's a good thing. And then these are the obstacles, and there's like all this information. There's some love involved, but it's duty bound. And then if they make a certain move, they could be left out. But I'm getting there's some sort of loophole, extradition, that word was coming up also, filibustering. And then the King of Wands comes out. So the King of Wands is someone who is sitting, he's charismatic, he's got the, you know, he's about the element of fire. He's a visionary. He is looking straight at what's happening here. And he's got protection from fire. Like that means like he's safe from his actions is what's coming up. And he's ready to get up and go at a moment's notice. The salamanders represent protection from fire, from action basically. So I feel like that might be the same as this king. This might be the same individual. And it might be, you know, regarding this, or they might, the King of Swords and the King of Wands could also be this energy here of wanting to move on or making a decision for their country, you know, like expanding, like is there something like maybe that they are trying to bring in that would empower the country, that kind of energy. So anyway, the action has been launched now, and it's taken a while because it's sitting right on here. Whatever information the Knight of Pentacles brought in is now, that obstacle is being removed. And this is about the courage to be able to take action now and just trust that, okay, this loophole is going to hold, whatever that loophole is. And then they're at peace of mind. So it's kind of like this energy. So perhaps they did go sneak into the church and pray, and then the answer came to them, you know, that kind of energy. Because here, all the swords are like the swords are on the wall. This is representing the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind hung up on the wall. And the mind is at rest. This person is meditating, and they're at peace now. So they're at peace with whatever actions they took. This stained glass window, we can't really see if it's the same one as here, but this says Pax on it, peace of mind. And so this person is at peace with the decision that they finally made. They've given it a lot of thought, that's for sure. And there's been, I'm getting experts consulted, etc. And of course, it doesn't have to be like this. This could just be like representing you on a smaller level than like at the level of someone who's a king running a country. And this is about your work. So this card, out of all the cards that are pentacles, this card is actually the only one where he's actually working on the coin. Like, so he's physically working on the coin, very focused on his work. And this energy says either he started just working with this new pentacle, and he's already on the second one, and he's got 6 more to go to complete the project. Or it says he started on this project and he's on the second last one, and he only has 1 more to go. So take that however, but he's very focused on getting this work done. And that's like that conviction beyond a doubt and the multitasking energy. And then there's some regret here. And this is courage to be able to move forward. And then this is your heart's desires. So I feel like in the past, maybe this person felt duty bound and had to let go of 3 cups that they really loved, whatever that's about. And they have a lot of regret over it. There's spilled wine here. And it's like they can't get their mind off. They couldn't get their mind off of it, but now their mind's at peace. And there's 2 cups standing behind here. So all he has to do now is turn around, get these 2 cups, walk down the path, cross the bridge of troubled waters. And yes, it looks like the castle is half standing and half dilapidated. So that's sort of representing, are you going to look at the glass being half full or half empty? It's time to let go of the disappointment of the past, whatever that was, pick up these 2 cups and move forward. And that might talk about this 1 cup, this unconditional love, this person that they want to marry, that they found a way to be able to do that and move forward. Or this can represent a company that they want to merge with, or a partnership that they want to be in, like involving the pentacles. In the past, there was some backstabbing in the background energy happening. This person, it's 10 times, 10 people, 10. So there's some regret. So either regret about doing this or having this done to you. But the Hierophant is coming in. And if you notice, the Hierophant's hand, his right hand, is in the shape of showing a blessing. And this is also a blessing. So I feel like what this is saying, all these concerns, all this energy, because when you look at this energy, there's all the concern here, and then we're moving forward. And this can be like letting go of those concerns now. This energy is saying whether this person was the backstabber or the backstabbed, it was a blessing in disguise for this energy to move forward. But it wasn't easy, because you can see it was painful. And then there's this energy is talking about, in the past, someone, I feel, sold themselves short, or like they had a strong foundation and they didn't go for their heart's desires and their crowning glory. And now they have regret over that. So this is the blessing in disguise, that whatever happened, it wasn't pleasant. And there's a lot of regret around it. But having said that, in the end, it was a blessing in disguise for some reason, for it being able to move forward now. Because this card, it says, don't play small again, kind of energy. It's worth taking the risk. You've done all the work that you possibly can do. You deserve to have the love, if that's the one thing that's missing from your life. You love your work. You know, you love where you are, you love the company you work for, but you don't have the love of your life. And now you have an opportunity to have that you deserve it. And you have a strong foundation for it. It can mean several things, but that's what I'm picking up there. And then we have here, this is the Nine of Pentacles represents someone who has, like, this now is like led, this decision not to play small has led to having 9 pentacles, just like this has 9 cups. And so this is talking about, I always think of Nikola Tesla when I see this card. You know, if you knew the beauty of the 369, then you would have the key to the universe. This is about ratio, about knowing how much to give away, to invest in other things, and how much to keep for yourself, so that you can, you know, you don't end up in this position where it took you down, you know, or, you know, it took the project down, or I feel like there was that kind of energy. The thing is, though, that this is saying that this cycle is over. So this is now, we're moving forward with a stronger foundation. You have gained the knowledge here that you need to be able to make this happen. And it's also talking about cleaning up the environment. So this can be talking about giving your energy away to the wrong people, or paying the wrong people to do work for you, and then being, you know, left out in the cold and losing money because of they didn't do a good job or whatever, or some energy like that, something like that. But now we have the 10 of Cups. So this is, okay, you have all this energy to work with. These are the obstacles you've come across. And then you're moving into this energy of having the courage to move forward for your heart's desires this time. And look at, you have the 10 of Cups now. You have the love. It's sitting right on the King of Wands is passionate about this. And this is about the Queen of Cups. So this energy is talking about, you got the 10th cup now because of the decision that you made here. And okay, the Wheel of Fortune is turning. So this was destiny. This was destined to happen. You're moving forward in a strong way. And this is past, present, and future. Remember, so I feel like this took time, whatever this was. And then we have the Emperor. So now it's like you've, this move has made this, I feel like this person was the King of Swords and was the King of Wands and possibly even the Queen of Cups, but they weren't, like, they didn't have the love in their life. And so now this ultimate fulfillment is like the Emperor. He's all 4 kings rolled into one. He's wise. He's got the love. He's emotionally available. He has, you know, he's well respected. He has a really strong mind. He's passionate about what he's doing, that kind of energy. So the Emperor is all about performance. And And that's from taking the time. I'm getting, okay, so here's the swords again right on here. When this happened and the regret happened, this person did go inward, the emperor, and that's what has allowed them to be the emperor. They went and found their, like, prayed, meditated, and they decided to move on to calmer waters. This is rough waters, and they're moving off in this boat, and that, this was a decision. So they made a decision for love and happiness, and the wheel turned for them, and now, like, they're the emperor, and it's everything that was, they were stuck in here is now moving forward. And so this, and look at, we have the 2 swords there and the 2 swords here. So that energy in, like, the 2 pentacles, so it feels like it's coming together. And so you're rowing off to calmer waters. And living a calmer life is what's coming up. So this desire to move maybe across the waters here to another country or whatever, you're able to do it. And you're taking, it looks like a wife and a child with you. That's the energy that I'm picking up here. And this is the fulfillment. So right on this happiness, this represents marriage. This is the marriage card for tarot. So this is talking about, I don't know, like if there was some legalities or whatever, you couldn't get married, now you can. It's that kind of energy. You've crossed the threshold. This is like a portal open from you. You were destined to have this happiness with this person. Passionate about it and didn't give up on it. So this is basically saying, like, you really, whatever this was that you wanted, it was going to complete, like, to have, you wanted that, you were willing to work and stay on it until you got what you needed. And that required, I'm getting like several people and God and the, you know, like, to turn into this performance. The Hierophant had to be involved. Justice had to be involved. There's a lot of energy here with a lot of people working to make this happen. And then the High Priestess is sitting on her throne right at the top here. So it took, this is someone who has decided to follow their intuition to go on the path that they were destined for. And it's paid off big time. Like, because it's ultimate happiness. They went from 9 cups, already had a great, you know, life, and the pentacles are there. It might have cost a pentacle, or, you know, you might have lost a pentacle to have this, but to have this fulfillment that you've always wanted, to be living a peaceful life like you want. And this was required, this was an intuitive, like using your intuition as well as your logic to be able to get this justice. So this starting off right away, you had a lot going for you, and you were highly favored by God and the universe and the circumstances, but there was something that was stopping it from happening. And it was like some sort of, I feel like this is like, I don't know, like political law or something like that kind of energy. Like paperwork is what I keep getting, lots of paperwork. And then this is about having learning from this experience, who to give to, what to take, what to invest in, what not to invest in, how to invest your time wisely to get this. And then you get the ultimate fulfillment here. And that includes marriage. And you are, it was your intuition that brought you to the top. I feel like you've managed now to get to the crowning glory. Like you actually went for it, what you really truly wanted, to fulfill yourself and to have ultimate fulfillment. And then that required leaving and going to calmer waters. This can just be like leaving the worries in your mind, or it can actually mean crossing the waters. I keep getting that, like moving to another country, to another continent or something, and having the energy. Like the Emperor is all about performance, so being able to get this done and letting go of any regret. It was a lot of work, but you stood on your conviction and you refused to back down. And that's why justice was served, for you to have this. So this is really good energy. It was, I'm getting, it took at least a decade. Like this wasn't something, that was easy. And I don't feel like it wasn't so much like it was physically hard, but it was like, I don't know, something about politics, or a long time for justice to come in, or something like that. Like it was, and you know, like this is showing the kings and the emperors and everybody, but this could be someone that was affected by the rules that were made by them. You know, like just, you could be someone who fell in love with someone in another country, and you've been wanting to get married, and all the paperwork, like you just couldn't get, like you couldn't get the visa or whatever, and it took a long time to do so, which sometimes does happen. So if you're enjoying this reading, please do like and comment, and helps me build my channel. I'm going to clarify this with my oracle cards, Tales from the Vector. And I have the numbers of the paintings from my oracle. I started it in 2007, and I finished 64 paintings in 2020. And it's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And so, whoop, there we go. So in the description box below, I will have the numbers of the cards as they are on my website, talesfromthevector.com. That's TAILS from thevector.com. So you can go there and check out the paintings if you want. Might give you a little more clarity here. I'm getting this is like energy that's encompassing a lot of different levels for different people. So the underlying energy here is about anger. And it's kind of like passed down from generation to generation. So I don't know, like it could have been like, I keep getting an energy of wanting to go back to a country, or wanting to move to another country. Maybe you had to leave someone, like maybe your ancestors had to leave their family behind, or, you know, and they've been fighting now, like to have, to be able to go back home and for it to be legal there, or to move to another country to join their family. Something like that. It feels like it's generational, and that's what this is saying, because anger is sometimes there's righteous anger, and that's feels like what this is, and then sometimes there's anger that's just passed down from generation from generation over something that happened, and it's never, you know, the anger keeps building, but the solution doesn't come through, is the energy. I feel like the solution for a long-held problem has come through, and it has to do with immigration and that kind of energy. So mother's worry. Yeah, this card has really been coming up a lot just in these last readings. And so this energy is talking about, like, if a mother doesn't see a bright future for their child, then who's going to? You know, and so this energy is talking about, you know, just like anger is passed down, so is worry, right? And this energy is, you know, about if a mother doesn't have the ability to see a bright future for her child, then who's going to? So this could be concern about moving back to a country or moving into a country, but I feel like it's maybe on the other side, like maybe you've been trying to marry someone and they're sitting in a country and you're sitting in another country, and she's saying like, man, this has been years and years. When are you guys going, you know, like you need to live your life kind of energy. That's what I'm picking up. And then we have this Aries energy is coming in. And so this has been coming up a lot too, because we're moving into, when we move from 2025, that's a 9-year, 2 + 2 + 5 = 9. It's actually the end of a decade. And so it has something to do with that. So it's not just moving into 2026 as another new year. A lot of times you don't even notice, but I feel like a lot of us are already feeling it. And the new moon is coming up here. Depends on where you are in the world. Some people are saying it's on the 19th, and some are saying it's on the 20th. Depending, universal time, where there's no time change, it's the 20th. And in North America, more where there's time change, it's the moon is on the 19th, like it must be later. But in any case, the new moon is about the new, and we're moving into this year. And even this card here, it talks about, like, this is a 10, and it talks about the 10-year cycle coming to an end. and or like a 9-year cycle coming to end, and now it's 10, and this is a new, total new beginning. This energy keeps coming up a lot. And so perhaps you'll have more clarity by this new moon. I'm actually working on readings right now. I'm squeezing it in because the new moon and the full moon in December keep coming up in every reading. Like it's as if it's something important that we need to kind of embrace, this energy of leaving the old and getting ready for the new. And the Magician, and there we have the one again. and Aries is the infant of the zodiac. So it's kind of like, I keep getting this energy of we're moving out of this old cycle and it's moving into this new cycle, and we're going to be a little bit like infants, you know. We're going to have to find our way because it's very different. But if we do it correctly, it's going to be an energetic upgrade. Like if you have the tools you need to move forward, but you have to use them, and you have to really be innovative in your thinking, you know, like to be able to get past obstacles that are like wouldn't have been there before. And I feel like that has a lot to do with the technology we're moving into. Like there's a lot of AI, you talk about it, you know, being able to really systemize things and to look into systems. So I feel like that's the energy overall for a lot of us. And the Pisces energy, it keeps coming up also, because this is the energy of the way things used to be and the way things used to be done in the age of Pisces. And in 2020, we moved from Pisces into the age of Aquarius. And this Pisces energy is fish, tied at the tail and swimming in opposite directions. And there's sirens here right outside my door again. So there's been a lot of sirens today whenever I'm doing the readings. And so the Pisces energy is talking about the way things were, but now whether you sink or swim is being able to think of things in different ways and you know, move into this age of Aquarius, where it's air. And so it's like a fish being out of water. It's like, you know, how does a fish feel when it's out of water? It can't breathe. It's that kind of energy of being like in shock almost, like what, this is happening and I have to do it this way now. And so this karmic space of worldly desires and otherworldly desires, I'm just getting this as saying, you have to, if you want your authentic desires, you're going to have to look at the way the world is changing to be able to get to where you want to go. Like it's not, you can't do things the same old way, because the same old way isn't working anymore in this new world we're in. And it's, yeah, moving into 2026, it's about, if you want harmony in your life, you have to, you're going to have to, you know, look at life differently, speak about your life differently, that kind of energy. You're going to have to make changes to be able, the same old way you were doing things isn't going to work. Like if you don't adapt, you're going to get left behind, and it's going to be hard to do business and to get what you want. You know, even if you're someone who's really high up, I'm getting, we all have to make this adjustment. And I feel like sometimes the older you are, the more challenging it is, but it's not about an age. It's about like people, if people don't want to learn new things, they're not wanting to have to learn about the technology and that, and they just want things to be the same old way. Those are the people that are going to find this the most stressful. Yeah, and the Hermit is talking about safe travels. So having to go up to that mountain, face your shadow side, and decide, like if I want to be able to move forward in this energy, I'm going to have to look at what's inside of me that's causing me to have fear about it or not want to be innovative. And I'm going to have to tackle that within myself so I can move forward in a strong way. The High Priestess is again, it's saying, you know, use your logic and your intuition, because that's going to be required. You're going to have to be innovative in your thinking, you know, that kind of energy. Like loopholes, sometimes people look at loopholes as being a bad thing, but it's not so much about it being good or bad. It's about how can you use this energy and work through it in a strong way so that you can empower yourself, empower your family, and then those around you. each one of us that adopts that kind of attitude, at the very least, we won't be one more problem for the universe to deal with. If we're not at a high level, you know, that we're going to make a big change in the world. A lot of people don't realize, like, just if you're a strong leader in your family, that can be huge, right? And so this Leo energy is coming in, and it's about being a natural born leader. And in some right, we all are that way. And the Leo energy is like teenage boys. Like, it's kind of like, you know, when you think about teenage boys, this energy is very impulsive. And I'm just getting, like, I keep getting this new moon on the 19th or 20th, wherever you are in the world. This energy is I don't feel this is a time to be impulsive. I feel like the energy makes you want to be impulsive. But you're better off if you really think things through and then take action based on facts and look into things before you make big decisions, right? And then we have the manifestation here. So this is being a powerful manifester on Earth, bringing that energy down into Earth and being able to manifest your heart's desires. And that takes a lot of that. Like, it's talking about having to take a lot of action from your sacral chakra. And then the shooting star is about this wish coming true. Like, what do? You wish upon a shooting star. But it's all about attitude. You have to put the work and the energy in to be able to get what you want. And that's what this is saying. Like, don't just do things the same old way, and don't impulsively do things, and don't do things out of anger right now. It's not a good time to do that. It's a good time to, like, if you're feeling like angry and, oh, I'm going to go do this, just take a deep breath and recognize it's not going to be worth it. Like, there's no point in stirring the pot right now. It's better for you to just wait until you're calm and make a rational, strong, logical, intuitive decision. And the star energy is talking about you're meant to shine. This energy here is just the way it is. It's the way we're, like, there's always change. And this is the innovative change that we're in. And there's some really awesome things about it, and then there's things that are not so awesome. You may have noticed that in the final days here of 2025, there's a lot of information coming out about a lot of shift that's happened on this planet. And it's like, whoa, like, you know, there's a lot coming out that we would have never, and that's, I feel like, in preparation for us to move into this new way. Yeah, and sometimes that requires a tower. And so the worst divorce, though, would be from source. So you don't want to be in a position where you're afraid to move forward. You want to be able to climb up that mountain, get the answer that's here, and come back down. And it's talking also about making consistent steps of action, but not making them huge, impulsive ones, like making consistent steps, well thought out, intuitively, experiment, look at the result, and then decide, okay, did that work out the way I wanted to? If not, then I need to try doing it in a slightly different way, and observe, and then, oh, that worked. So then, oh, okay, I'm going to do more of that kind of energy. That's the energy. And then we have here deception, which is like, we're finding this out. There's a lot of deception in the world, and that's from the bottom level in your own home, deception within yourself, and then deception in the powers that be. And at the top here we have the sun. So, and if we realize, hey, the guy who's in charge is God, and some things, if it's just too much for you to handle, and because there's a lot of shift happening on the world right now, it can be overwhelming to go inward and meditate and really, pray, do what you need to. And then sometimes you just have to turn it over to a higher source. Like, if it's just too much for you, just surrender it and say, okay, I'm going to stay on my path. I've done everything that I can do. There's no point in me worrying about it. There's nothing else I can do to change it. There's that serenity prayer to that God doesn't give you more than you can take, and that you need to know what is in your control and what isn't. And then life gets easier after that. And then we have the Chariot here, just on the bottom of the deck again, that wanted to come up. So this is talking about the power of spin. Like we're moving forward, this planet, like we're moving into this age of Aquarius full speed now. Like it came in kind of slowly, but man, it's like it's here now. So this is the energy we're in, and we can flourish in this energy. We just have to adapt to it, is what the word is. So like a newborn baby, it's a natural, it's like a natural instinct to adapt to the environment. So I hope that this brought you some valuable information. Please comment and like if it did, and subscribe to the channel if you resonate with the energy. I will be back tomorrow with another reading. Bye for now. Sorry, Stella, I have to wake you up. Oh my goodness. Gotta turn the camera off. Hold on.